Last week we had to deal with the snow, but today it's rain that's causing problems on Minnesota roads. Pools of water tend to form when storm drains are covered, and as Delane Cleveland reports, Public Works crews in Brooklyn Park were busy on Monday trying to tackle the problem.
Weather in Minnesota can be unpredictable. After receiving more than a foot of snow last week, people woke up Monday morning to the sight of rain.
I think today we got approximately like a half an inch or so of like the rain, sleet, moisture mix.
In many places,
wow, a lot of water on this one.
That rain had nowhere to go, thanks to the piles of snow on the side of the road.
I heard it.
Which is why Public Works employees like Tyler Langhines were out looking for trouble spots. When they find an area where a small pond has formed, they use shovels and ice picks to chip away at the snow.
Oh, we gotta be so close.
And find the storm drain buried underneath.
It's mainly because of flooding. So we just want to make sure that if it does get out that far, people aren't, driving through it too fast.
If the water gets too deep, experts say it can cause problems for drivers, pedestrians, and even homeowners.
In an extreme case, you could get some localized flooding that could actually even get into somebody's home. And that's the last thing we want, is any water getting near somebody's home.
Yeah, we're right there.
To prevent that worst case scenario, Brooklyn Park crews drive around and search for streaks of green paint in the middle of the road, which serve as indicators that there's a catch basin nearby that needs to be cleared. But city officials say the responsibility doesn't necessarily have to fall solely on street maintenance crews.
Oh, there it is.
Much like the Adopt a Fire Hydrant program, the city of Brooklyn Park is asking people to shovel out storm drains in their neighborhood to help prevent pooling water.
I mean, it would be awesome. I mean, we've spent days going all over the city.
The labor, however, is time consuming.
There it goes.
Yet when they complete the job of clearing the snow, cooled water immediately starts flowing in. A satisfying conclusion to a tedious task. A task they'll likely have to repeat a few more times this winter.
We just have to be ready to be prepared to handle whatever Mother Nature gives us.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Thefts of many recent year Kia and Hyundai vehicle models continue to be a problem. Brooklyn Park police track the vehicle theft data, and so far this year there have been 41 motor vehicle thefts. Several of them were Kia and Hyundai thefts. While motor vehicle thefts have been cut in half compared to this time last year, thefts of Kias and Hyundais remain about the same. It's why police are distributing these steering wheel locks for free to owners of those vehicle types. Brooklyn Park police only have a limited supply available, and they've gone quickly. We have more information on this on our website, ccxmedia.org. Brooklyn Park's new THC ordinance says businesses can start selling THC products on or after March 1st. At Monday night's meeting, 6 businesses are lined up for license approvals. 2 of the businesses are called Love is an Ingredient. One is located on Boone Avenue and another on Jefferson Lane near the Osseo Maple Grove border. 3 are at gas stations, Neighborhood Gas and Tobacco on Brooklyn Boulevard, Winter Gas on Brookdale Drive, and New Superette on Boone Avenue. The other location is E-Vapor and Tobacco on 85th Avenue North. THC is the intoxicating element in marijuana. City Code says there can be 45 licenses total in Brooklyn Park, or 15 per city council district. Volunteers at the NEAR food shelf and city leaders are remembering a longtime community advocate. Jan Monroe passed away recently, and as Sonia Goins shows us, she'd give you the shirt off her back if you needed it.
She had a great smile.
For decades, Jan Monroe was a bright spot at the North Suburban Emergency Response Food Shelf.
She cared so much about people. She didn't want anybody to go hungry. That was her goal.
Jan and her husband Cal were on a mission to help the community. That's because they both knew what it was like to be on the receiving end.
She and Cal both, they experienced being clients in Nebraska. And so they were offered the food down there, and they wanted to carry on that tradition.
Monroe did a little bit of everything.
She'd help get contacts for Easter baskets, for school supplies.
From organizing the March food event to the holiday food and toy drives, Jan was a force to be reckoned with.
It was real hard to turn her down when she'd call you for a project. She was very persuasive.
Emily Howen says you could feel the sincerity and compassion in everything Jan did.
If she knew somebody needed something, she was right there. So she was very compassionate.
NEAR volunteers say she made them feel appreciated.
Every time you did something, she'd come back and tell you, well, thank you.
The New Hope resident would often work during her vacations up at the lake, writing thank you notes and organizing.
You bet. She never stopped.
Jan also worked on other projects throughout the community, including the Eisenberg Toy Fest, which brings in items for the New Hope Police Department's toy drive.
It's in an unofficial partnership, I guess, but we bounce ideas off of each other, and yeah, it's been a great relationship.
Friends and volunteers say they will miss the dedicated worker bee who made the community a better place to live.
It was crazy, the amount of energy that she had and just the love for the community.
In Crystal, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Brooklyn Park is remembering a former fire chief and a firefighter who served the Brooklyn Park Fire Department for 35 years. Jim Dristy passed away earlier this month. He became a member of the city's fire department in 1964 and served in a variety of roles before serving as the 4th fire chief in Brooklyn Park history from 1984 to 1999. His son was also a Brooklyn Park firefighter for several years. Jim Dristy was 81. A World War II veteran recently celebrated a very special milestone at the Crystal VFW.
It's a nice turnout, yeah. See a lot of people I haven't seen for a while.
Don Halverson turned 100 years old last week, and family and friends turned out to honor him. Halverson served in Italy from 1943 to 1945, and then he lived in Brooklyn Center, where he and his wife raised 3 kids. Still fit and sharp at the century mark, we asked Halverson the secret to his longevity.
I met a woman that didn't smoke, and that's when I quit, when I met her in 46 and got married in 47. A lot of lucky upstairs with World War II. Somebody's looking after me up there.
Halverson has 7 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild.
Individual titles were up for grabs on the second day of the state gymnastics meet, and a few local gymnasts came through with impressive performances. Here's Jason Malillo with highlights.
Pretty good crowd at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium for the individual state meet in gymnastics. Hopkins' Nia Simone Britt hits for a 9.65 on her second vault attempt. The Royals freshman is state runner-up in the event. Maple Grove senior Sasha Thompson, competing in her 5th state meet, scores 9.5 on floor exercise, earning 3rd place to cap her time as a high school gymnast.
I think going into it, I couldn't actually feel the emotions. I was like, this is another meet, no big deal, no big problem. And then I think once I hit the last floor move and then hit my last pass, I was like, I'm done. I can't believe I'm done. I've spent so much of my life here. I've learned so much throughout this team and throughout the high school program, and I've met so many people that support me and I could support, and I think that's the biggest difference with high school gymnastics compared to any other gymnastics.
Hopkins' Annabelle Spears stumbles a little on her landing on bars, but still scores 9.375 for 7th place, her best score of the meet. First state meet for Park Center sophomore Maya Woods, and she's impressive. Woods scores 9.4125 on floor, tying for 5th place. Then Woods follows that up with a really good beam routine, scoring 9.4 for the bronze medal and ultimately taking 4th place in the all-around.
My mindset going into this meet was just have fun and just do your best.
In St. Paul, Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
Spots in the individual portion of the state wrestling tournament were up for grabs Saturday in Section 5-3A. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
St. Michael Albertville, the site for the Section 5-3A individual wrestling tournament. 113-pound final, Wayzata's Luke Coonan fights off a throw from Chase Mills of STMA and gets the takedown to cap off a 9-2 win and section title for Coonan. At 126, Wayzata's Logan Swenson shoots in on a single and takes Ian Schultz of St. Michael Albertville down on the way to a 7-1 win for Swenson. To 152 pounds, Charlie Pettit of Wayzata comes out aggressive and gets an early takedown on the way to a 6-4 decision over STMA's Jarrett Watson. At 170, top-ranked Adam Cherney of Wayzata shoots low and gets the ankle of Noah Torgerson of STMA and completes the takedown. Cherney wins 5-2. Next match at 182, Isaiah Schmitz of Wayzata turns Brian Savi of St. Michael to his back. Salvi fights but can't escape as Schmitz eventually gets the pin for the section title, and he's fired up. One of 5 champs for Wayzata. To 195, Ben Schultz of Maple Grove in black, and he gets near fall points here on the way to a 10-2 win over Tyson Henches of STMA to take the section title. At heavyweight, Park Center's William Russell in green. Wyatt Gilmore of Rogers tries the headlock, but Russell rolls through for the takedown. He wins a 4-3 decision. Here's what a few local champs had to say.
Really excited. I feel really emotional right now. It's been a long season. It's a long season. Just been working hard.
I felt good. The takedowns were really good. I had good setups, and it was a hard match, but I got through it.
I mean, every other year since 7th grade, I've taken 4th here, so winning is pretty good.
I actually lost to that guy last week at team section, so it was a good win to get, and last time I wrestled more reserve, so this time I just let it fly.
Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The individual portion of the state tournament starts Friday morning at the XL Center. And for highlights of the Section 5AA boys swimming and diving meet, go to our website at ccxmedia.org. That's all for sports. More CCX News after this.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.